definitely do.
Come on, brother.
So we live. Hold on 1 second though. Give me 1 minute.
Shalom.
All right, we live and rolling. So,
All
right, shalom.
Hey, shalom.
I want to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, QADASH. All blessings, honor, glory, and power be unto the Heavenly Father, whose name is Yahawah, through his only begotten Son, our Lord and our Savior, whose name is YAHAWASHI. And double honors to the apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone, who taught us this truth, and salutations to the elect scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth. All right, back here again, the men of GMS, the prophets of Yahawah, BAHASHAM, Lord willing, to prophesy the downfall and destruction of Babylon, and Lord willing to edify the elect. So, you know, obviously, clearly I'm here featured with the brother, all right, the elder bro, the priest out there in Hawaii, Gabar Yahawada. You know, you can introduce yourself, my brother. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Salaki. Yeah, shalom. Again, all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, double honor to the apostles and bishop elders. Yeah, me and the elder, we just got together. We were talking on the phone. Spirit had me hit him up, and we were talking about some things that kind of was on both our spirits. So rather than just have a full-blown conversation, which is beautiful, and we'd rather have this godly conversation with the body, and hopefully that it'll be edifying to you.
Right. Yeah, so through the spirit, the brother suggested, yo, what you doing right now, Gabar? I'm like, I ain't doing nothing, man. I'm chilling, bro. Just relaxing. You know what I'm saying? I ain't work today, you know what I mean? Weather conditions. And the brother was like, yo, let's hit the button. So I'm like, listen, brother, any opportunity to serve the Lord, let's do it. So what we was talking about was, brother sent me a video. And as you see in the title, first of all, it says, fear the Lord rather than feeling sorry for the 2/3, right?
Yeah.
So fear the Lord, Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, rather than feeling sorry for the 2/3. So the brother we was talking about, the video that we had, he's seen a different video. I seen another video, but pretty much the brother presented, you got Jake that may get pulled over by the cops, and Esau is being cordial and just doing his job, and you got Jake that they go above and beyond. They use no wisdom, no shrewd judgment, no acumen, no nothing, and they make this situation worse than it needs to be. All right, and like I was telling the brother, I'm like, man, you look at these people, and I'm sure you got some videos too lined up, and Lord willing, this is all right, cool. Yeah, I'm gonna present that too. Yep. And this is no cop. How is it? Fair use. You know, we're not making merchandise off of anybody's clips, videos, and none of that. But pretty much, Jake, they do something called self-inflicting wounds, which they pretty much dig a ditch for their own self based off of their lack of wisdom and how to conduct in Babylon. You know, so that just a brief, quick introduction, and it was a video I had posted up about like. I sent you the link, bro. So if you want, you can show that too.
Yeah, I got it up here.
Yeah, that one chick, that one Eve that was told to leave her job because obviously, see, the thing with our people is they always playing the victim. That victim mindset, get the hell out of that victim mindset, man. Like, all right, yeah, we are victims. We were victimized, but hold on. At the end of the day, Salakia. Shit, the light had to chime in on that. The light was like, blink twice if you're a victim. Nah. But, Jake played that victim mindset shit, man. Like, yo, the scriptures talk about agree with thine adversary. I don't know if you got that pulled up. We can open up with that, and then you take it and, play the videos, bro.
Yeah, I got it. If you present my screen, I'll show the preset.
Oh, yeah. Let me do that right now. Okay, it's right there.
Give me a quick second. This is the book of St. Matthew, chapter 5, verse 25. And this is the Lord speaking, right? It says, agree with thine adversary quickly while thou art in the way with him, lest at any time the adversary deliver thee to the judge, and the judge deliver thee to the officer, and thou be cast into prison.
Right, and it says, agree with thine adversary whilst thou art in the way with him, meaning once you on his good side, right? That's ultimately what it boils down to. Here it is, the adversary, which we know the adversary is Esau, Edom. If a cop pull you over, bro, Listen, don't be like Jake watched too much. Like I told you, Jake watched too much YouTube videos with Mormons and people that think they know the law getting pulled over, talking about I know my rights, and they sitting there looking stupid, talking about I know my rights, and they got their girl in the driver's seat or passenger seat talking about record this, record this, record this. All you're doing is agitating the enemy.
Yeah.
You know, all you're doing is agitating Satan, and Satan is always looking for an opportunity to devour. That's what is it? First Peter's chapter 5 and 8, I believe. Satan, thine enemy, as a roaring lion, goeth about seeking whom he may devour. First Peter 5 and 8.
Yep. This is the book of First Peter, chapter 5, verse 8. It says, "Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour."
That's it. So, and that's a message to all you Israelites. I had uploaded a video about a month ago. One Jake with fringes on. It looked like he just got off a construction site. Carhartt pants, Carhartt jacket, but he still somehow the fringes still managed to peek underneath his coat. And this dude got pulled up, and he got pulled up in a parking lot of Walmart or something. And pretty much see Jay come into this mentality and this mindset that they find out that they are the prince of the power, that somehow they're above authority. But that's not the case. That's not the case. For you Israelites that know that you Israelites, you ought to know better than that. But for those that don't know that they're Israelites and they just lost in the sauce, like the brother's about to present, you had the Eve on the screen, which was totally unnecessary. And whatever video you want to play, bro, be my guest. But
yeah, I'm gonna have to so how you share it, because you may not be able to hear it. So
okay, play it and see what happens. All right, so I cannot hear it. So why is that?
Yeah, so hold on, let me read this precept first.
Okay, go ahead.
Let me get this. This is Proverbs 15 and 1. It says, "A soft answer turneth away wrath, but grievous words stir up anger." And you see, like, you want to notice in these different videos that we're gonna play that Jake don't use this kind of wisdom. First and foremost, the woman, she's deprived of wisdom and understanding, right? This is where the man comes in at and is supposed to teach his daughter, his sons and daughters how to deal with people in life, period. And that's what the scriptures is all about. You know, it's an instruction in righteousness. And so when you're in a way with somebody, right, it's best to just humble down. But most people let the pride get to them, and we all been there before. But for the most part, Jake let that pride get in him and not want to adhere to orders or take heed. And then rather than use soft words and humble down, that's when they get more and more emboldened, right? So again, it says a soft answer turneth away wrath. In the AMP and the NLT, it says a gentle answer deflects anger, but harsh words make tempers flare, right? And it says and the AMP says a soft and gentle and thoughtful answer turns away wrath, but harsh and painful and careless words stir up anger. And that's the mindset you see Jake in. They get into this the spirit of complete disobedience, and rather than use soft answers to turn away the wrath of whoever their adversary is, they just try to go fight them again, right? They try to they don't want to listen to orders or to hear the rationale, and they let their emotions take over. And this is the reason why you see Jake in the condition that they're in. All of them. It don't matter if you're dealing with the cops, you're dealing with another Israelite or a heathen nation. Jake just get into this spirit of I can do what I want to do. And back then, during the time when Paul was speaking to them brothers and sisters that was coming out of that Gentile state of mind, he had to let them know, like, hey, look, you got this truth. You understand you understand who YAHAWASHI is, and you're hearing about the glory, the kingdom, and all these good things. But take heed that one of the brothers that posted on Common Board, Romans 12 and 18, if it be at all possible, as much as life in you, live peaceably with all men. Why? Because you still had Jake in servitude to other people, whether they were other Israelites or other lords. You had to be in service to these people. So just because you know the truth, don't mean that you can like, look, I'm an Israelite, I'm over you, I can do what I want to do, I don't need this shit, I don't need to work for you. Like he was like, no, you got to take care that you listen to your master, whether he's hard or soft, right? You got to take heed, because it's all about patience and possessing your soul, right? Because that's what this thing is about. Because a lot of things have to happen prophecy has to be fulfilled. Even though people thought that, hey, when we got this word back in the ancient world, Yahawashi even came back from the dead and he was walking amongst us. The apostles asked, is it now you're going to give the kingdom to Israel? And he said, it's not up for you. It's not up for me to tell you that, but the Most High. You know what I'm saying? Because it wasn't his time to come back yet. So rather than give them an answer that appeased them, he gave them a wise answer, because they're going to have to deal with the shit in this world until the day he comes back, right? And you can't raise up on your enemies or those that are over you right just yet, because it ain't time for that, you know. And that, right. And again, if it's all possible in you, you want to be peaceful. You want to be peaceful with people, and these videos are going to illustrate Jake just not being peaceful with anybody, right? The woman in this video, she doesn't reverence respect for the male, right? She this dude's the manager for the night or whatever, but she only reverencing the other black woman who's her manager, Dawn, and she just not listening to the police too. So so real quick, unshare, and then I'm gonna have to share the video again. So it says stop sharing.
If you can't do it, I could do it on my end too. I could just pull it up, but let me kick it. Let me kick
I got it. Yeah,
okay, go ahead. No, you good, bro.
Chaos erupts as woman gets fired. Yeah. So yeah, it should play right. You should be able to hear it right now. So yeah, this shit is crazy, man.
Hey, hold on, bro.
Oh, you got it. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, because it's how long is that video? About like
17
minutes?
Yeah, but it's just the first, maybe like the first. I want to say.
You use your discernment. Use your discernment. All right,
come on, brother. I got you.
All right, so go ahead. Yup.
Yeah.
What's up, man? Her? Yes.
I just met him today. Don didn't inform me that he was the manager.
Okay, is he in charge? No,
Don didn't tell me that.
But I mean, are you guys?
I just met him today.
Okay, that's fine. But do you guys know two people here?
Yes.
Yeah. And he's
call my manager. This is my break time anyway.
Okay, we'll just stay over here. We can hang out back here. That's fine. How you doing?
I'm sorry.
That's fine.
She's been extremely disrespectful. I was like, just go home. She's been want to leave. So,
you know, if he's in charge and he's telling you to leave.
I just met him today.
What's her name?
I don't even know her name. Can't get her name.
Oh, is this the first day?
It's first day with me, at least. I'm not heard from other manager that she can be a pain.
Okay.
Hello. Hi, Don.
She's on the phone with the boss. Yeah. She's only there. She only worked here 2 weeks. Okay. So he's definitely the one in charge. Does he not know? What? Does he know her name? He's like a manager. He came from another store, so he doesn't.
Yeah. You said he's from another store, but I didn't know that. I don't know what's his issue, but he keeps jumping in front of me and jumping to my register, and I told him I didn't like that.
What was she doing?
Was she making their day harder than it has to be like?
Yeah, and that's another thing. You're gonna get these women in these videos. It's gonna be commonplace to see these women making life harder than what it's supposed to be. Mm-hmm. It's not always just women. You're gonna see videos of men doing the same thing. But know that these men came out of all women households. A female was leading that household. So they in that same energy. Real quick, I don't want to keep playing this, but she says, unless Dawn tells me to, because you're not my manager. Basically, she's saying she's not going to leave unless Dawn tell her to leave, right? But then the cop asks for the phone. Hold up. The cop asks for the phone, and this is what Dawn said. Dawn was like, look.
She just said that she doesn't
want to play back.
Explain that to her, and so now we're here.
Yes.
Hi, how are you? Your other employee here, he called us because I guess whatever issue they're having, he wanted. What's your name? He wanted Shaquila to leave for the night. She didn't want to leave, so now we're here.
You're gonna have her go ahead and leave for the day because they're obviously not going to work well together.
Okay. We'll explain that to her, and obviously, you'll have to talk to her at a later time, okay?
Okay.
All right, you have a good rest of your night, ma'am.
I'm not done talking. I need to know.
You can call her in a few minutes, but at this point, you got to go, okay? You have to leave for the night. She's going to contact you again. Maybe you guys can talk about it tomorrow, but she doesn't want you here either. She wants you to go.
She didn't say that.
She just said that to me. She
just said have her leave for the night. Yeah, he might have added a little extra, but it's the same thing.
Same shit.
Just leave for the night because you're uncooperative. So then you don't have to stand here like I'm a criminal, but you are. You're making yourself a criminal. You're about to get fired from your job, right? You're about to lose your income, right? Again, like I was telling the elder, I was like, these women, they move with no sense of consequence, bro. They don't have any sense of rationale, right? They do things, they act and react emotional to the point where it just is belligerent, right? So they don't have any understanding that, hey, look, you got to adhere to authority. These men got weapons on them, right? They got weapons on them. They got handcuffs on them. But instead of her agreeing with her adversary,
you don't have to stand here like I'm a criminal.
I'm not saying you're a criminal. I'm sorry
Okay, so why do you need to escort me out if I'm going to leave this?
Okay, Shaquila, you're not going to start arguing with me, okay? I'm just
and
waiting for you to come.
y'all not going to stand here like I'm.
They want you to leave.
Okay, and I'm going to leave.
Okay, well, let's go.
and they do things on their own accord. I'm going to leave when I'm ready to leave. Wait till it's going to get worse.
Hold on, bro. Pause it. Hey, bro, like I said, I shared this shit in the community post like 4 weeks ago. I had to dig it up, you know, and then in the caption I said who was in the wrong. You know, I got a few responses or whatnot. But anyway, I'm gonna read this precept. You quoted it, but I'm gonna read it. Job 39:17, because we got new listeners, new followers every day, you know, people that come watch, learn, and to be edified or whatnot, coming across Yasharalo or Israel. But Job 39:17, it says, because God, who the world ignorantly called God, which is the Most High, Yahawah, through his only begotten Son, Yahawashai, right? It says, God have deprived. Deprive, D means to subtract or to take away. All right. Prive goes into, you got the word privilege. When you got the word privilege is something that's given unto you. So the Most High took away the privilege of her having wisdom. Come on, bro. I mean, even to have wisdom is a privilege in this society. You know what I'm saying, bro? Because here it is, we in hell, we in captivity, you know, we in captivity. But to have wisdom is a privilege. We are privileged. Us brothers and you few sisters that are thinking outside the box of Babylon, you're privileged. And don't be Shaquila. All right, do not be Shaquila.
Yeah, don't be Shaquila. And these crazy ass fucking names, man. A name like Shaquila.
It's those made up names, bro. Those
made up names, bro.
comes with made up characters, bro. All right. Because names
Absolutely.
are omens and stuff, bro. Like if you, you know, that's a whole nother topic. But stop making up names for your children, man. Because it just come with made up characteristics and shit that just like a wild card. Shaquille is a wild card name. You don't know what the fuck is it gonna be.
Wild card names.
You know, give it a righteous name, a positive name, Elizabeth, Rebecca, Sarah, you know, Judith, whatever. But the Most High deprived, he took away that privilege of her having wisdom. So because God have deprived her of wisdom, you know, it says the wisdom, we know what wisdom is according to the scriptures. It says neither hath he imparted to her understanding. So like you mentioned it, and as we're seeing a clear display of Shaquila going through a case of lack of wisdom, understanding, knowledge, and lack of self-accountability. So clearly Dawn, which she was on speakerphone, her manager said, listen, just have her leave for the night. And she acted like she ain't hear that shit. So throughout this whole video, she's fondling, wasting time. First of all, now Shaquila's off the books, right? Right now, she's off the clock. I've never seen a person who was off the clocks and still wanted to stick around on a job. So now she's doing that spitefully because she was not taught accountability. And this is the problem with and I'm sure you got a couple other videos, and the majority of it is all Eve, bro. Eve. And why you think we get on Eve so bad, bro? It's not because we like that. Remember they used to say, who hurt you? Well, Eve hurt the whole fucking entire nation of Israel. That's who hurt us. Eve hurt everybody, bro. The scripture said from the woman come the beginning of sin. And it's not pointing fingers, because as men, we hold ourselves accountable. And from what took place in the garden and how Eve did what she did, we not going down that route again. We putting it's 10 toes down, all standing solid. And from the gates, if you're gonna deal with a woman, if you so choose to, bro, you better fucking lay down the laws as soon as the shit opens up. As you know what I'm saying, don't make no way for Shaquila to try to run game on you like she's about to do. So I just want to bring out that precept, bro. Job 39:17, because the Most High have deprived her of wisdom, neither hath he imparted her understanding. So what you're gonna see is a direct display of Job 39:17. So you got it, bro.
One of the bros had posted on the comment board in the GMT. It says, it was I who made her foolish It was I who made her foolish. His name is B like-minded. Yeah, it was I who made us. It says it was I who made her foolish and did not give her wisdom. So the Most High made the woman foolish, and he didn't give her wisdom. And when you look up that word for wisdom, it's acumen and war and acumen and administration, all these things. And these are things that Esau put women in these roles, the administrative roles, the head roles. I mean, bro, I saw a video last night. A cop went into a school because of a threat, and he couldn't get past the fucking security. I mean, the secretary, the black secretary, she wouldn't allow him to go in there and do his job. And then the principal comes out, and she's just as combative, verbally combative. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, listen, if somebody was getting shot, I don't have to stand here and argue with you. I need to go ahead and handle my business. And Esau put these women in these roles, and he knows that they're going to be destructive in these roles because it's not naturally given into them. These women love titles. They want these extreme titles, doctor of this, administrator and supervisor of this. I got my master's master. These women get these titles and they get lofty and they empower. But you notice that in this society, Esau don't empower the man, especially the Israelite man. Unless you truly sold out to this dude, then he'll give you a special place in his place of business. But he's not going to exalt you. None of these presidential administrations are set up to help the so-called Negro, Latino, Native American man advance in this society and be put in of authority and true judgment. That's
right. No, that's right, bro. That's why damn, Salakia. Hold on. I got the plug. The plug is loose. Hold on 1 second. That's why female judges, female cops, female managers, female anything with any authoritative power, I don't like dealing with, bro. I don't like dealing with. Even if I'm going shopping in the store, you know, the women come up to you. Can I help you? No, you can't help me. I know what I want. I know what the fuck I came in here for. Just leave me alone. All right, let me just browse around. Because now they want to clock you and act like, now they judging you like this nigga ain't gonna buy that. Listen, just fall back. Just fall back. You supposed to be at home, and being at home is a beautiful thing, man. It's a good position at the end of the day. All this extra shit, but you see society got it to where Esau gave you that self-empowerment thing because back in the 60s, 50s, and all of that prior to the 60s, a man with a single income was able to provide for a whole family, man. His wife and his children are 5, 6, or 7. But Esau made things more harder for the Israelite man to where he presented an opportunity for an Israelite woman to come up in ranks, so to speak, to be on that level with the man, to be 50-50 and to be above that man. That's off. That's wicked. And that's all part of the philosophy that the serpent sold Eve, all right, in the garden, that she can be better than a man. Esau gave her the illusion of power in the garden, and a woman cannot have that power. You so-called righteous women out there that truly believe, you can't handle that type of power. It's not for you. All right, you're not built like that, man. All right, this thing is a logical thing. So at the end of the day, a logical man will be like, oh, word, I gotta leave. All right, goodbye. See you niggas later. Bye. That's what I would do. But this bitch Shakila want to act like she fucking clocking the hours and hey, come on, bro, play the video. You got it, bro. Play the video. Bro.
We've been rude to you or any type of way to you. We've been very patient. We've been very patient with you.
Excuse me.
All right, let's go.
You're not doing it.
Oh, Shaquilla, there's no reason to act like this.
If that's the case, I would like to file a complaint.
A complaint for what?
Because he's filing charges against me.
No one's filing charges against you. Stop.
Please,
Just don't even engage. I just want her to go. Necessary. Shaquilla, you've been doing this for about 5-10 minutes now. We're
just working. Yes.
Well, he can get it done for you. We can't stand here and wait for you to leave all night.
Did I hurt you? Did I hurt him?
Well, I didn't say you did, but they want you to go.
Yeah, you see, and this is what Jake got to go through when you live with these demons. You dealing with a woman that's nonsensical. You have an argument with her, you can never get to the point because she's going to ask these simple ass questions, deflecting, stretching out the time, right? Instead of getting straight to the point, right? And not making no sense. So you sit here an hour and a half on some circumlocution shit, and the cop was like, "Look, we've been here for 20 minutes. I'm not doing this shit with you, man." And then what? She gets belligerent, and they gotta lock the bitch up.
Do what you're doing right now. You're just playing games.
I just talked to your manager. She said it is up to you what you want to do.
Okay, all right. You're under arrest. Turn around. Come on.
Trespassing.
No,
Stop.
you're done.
Bro, hold on.
Yeah.
She really trying to act like she's doing her job while being arrested. That is some bullshit, bro. That's being spiteful. That is being spiteful.
Yeah.
You know what? See the thing with Eve, the black woman or the black woman of this world is that they cannot be corrected. They can't be corrected. They don't want to be told what to do. And a person like this, if you can't follow instructions, you cannot be protected when that time comes, because during the time of Jacob's trouble, it's gonna be all about instructions, because the elect is gonna be following the instructions of Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. Be ye instructed, man. You can't instruct a fucking Shaquilla, bro.
No, and the man is going to be in authority, and these women, the vast majority of these women, do not respect the Israelite man's authority. His how they say in the world, his God-given authority. Because we as Israelite men, we have authority over these women. It was given to us. These are servants. Everything you're seeing right now, from the heathen nations to the woman of our nation, these are all servants. They don't like to hear that, but that's what you are. You weren't set up to override and rule over the Israelite man in perpetuity. You were set up to be an order underneath of the Israelite man.
Right.
Okay. You women are supposed to be in subjection. When you read the scriptures that talk about subjection, I was having this conversation. My woman was asking me questions, regarding the precepts, and she kept saying, "I feel." I'm like, it's not about your feelings. Exactly. It got to the point where I just shut it down. Like, I can't do this because it's too much. It's like, right. Instead of you just hearing it out, like the woman was made for the man. The man wasn't made for the woman. We as Israelite men were created solely to worship and praise Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. That's what we were created for. And to do what? To obey him. You women were set up so that we wouldn't be alone down here doing our job. You were set up to serve us and obey us.
Right. To be a helpmeet, man.
To be a helpmeet. And when people hear the word obey, subjection, servitude, the first thing you think of is a negative point of view of what you call slavery down here. Right? You think like, oh, because Esau gave you all this power and liberty and privilege. So you can say what you want, you can express how you want, you can take as long as you want, you can act like Shaquilla, and you'll be rewarded for it. But in our kingdom, that's not going to be so. And like I always go back to this, and I'll go back to the video. Apostle Gabar said this years ago on a street preaching. He said, "Man, women are nothing more than a byproduct of power." He said, "When we get that power, that's when these women gonna get in order."
That's
the reason why the so-called Black, Latino, Native American women don't respect you so-called the Israelite, you so-called Black, Latino, Native American men, the Israelite men, is because we don't have any power down here. We don't have any power. And when you have a resemblance of power or something like that down here, what they doing? They trying to take it from you. They trying to bleed you dry, right? Versus when you in true power, ain't nobody fucking with you, bro. Ain't nobody questioning you. Your word is the law, right? That's it. And so don't expect that on this side, because we're in hell. This is captivity. Our servants are rebelling against us, but it's spiritual. We as a servants of Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, we rebelled against him.
That's right.
So this is the reason why we dealing with this mass rebellion down here.
You're under arrest. It's like, hold on. And that's a beautiful point, because the Lord is showing us what it felt like. Yeah. And what can you, brothers that deal with women, you deal with a woman, what can we not stand the most is when your woman display rebelliousness towards you, bro. I mean, that shit get under your skin. You know what I'm saying? So we got under the Most High skin. So as a direct result, what do? He said, word, I'm gonna put you in captivity. And the Heavenly Father is Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI is the true alpha male, bro. A true alpha male is alpha means one, the first. Yahawah is considered the first and the last, right? The alpha and omega. But an alpha male do not reward bad behavior with good deeds. If she act up, you're gonna reward her according to her actions, as we did. We acted up as the Lord's wife, his woman. So what do? He rewarded us according to our action, which was slavery, captivity, destruction, hell, our enemy, the worst of the worst, rising up above us. So how you treat your woman is how Yahawah treated us. If you want the perfect textbook example on how to treat your wife, how to treat your woman, 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 how to treat your where nature is going to turn back to its proper course, where a man is going to have his pick of the litter. And that's what it's about to boil down to. And what does it boil down to? Ultimately, is power. And that I pulled this precept up based off what you were saying, bro. Psalms 110 and verse 3. Thy people shall be willing in the day of thy power. Thy people. Who's thy people? The children of Israel. That's our people. They're not going to be willing until we actually receive power. All right? Meaning what? And even then, only those that truly understand what's happening is going to cleave unto power, because shit is going to hit the fan, and you're still going to have Israelites that are going to still worship Jesus Christ, Buddha, whoever. But then you're going to have those that are going to be willing to serve and worship you because of what you, or because of what YAHAWASHI is doing to society. And you tell them, listen, this is happening because the God of the Bible, YAHAWASHI is doing this. They're going to be willing, well, I want to serve this God that you serving. And that ties into Isaiah 4:1. Let us be called by thy name, to take away our reproach. That's not going to be everybody, bro. That's not going to be every woman, you know. But ultimately, it's going to come down to power. All the Shakila attitudes. See, Shakila only turned around and put her hands in the back because Esau's in power. But let an Israelite man, let her husband or boyfriend tell her to calm down and leave and go home and just go for a walk or whatever. That bitch is going to cause World War III. And then the cops is going to have to come. And guess what? That nigga's going to get locked up. Yeah. All right. So it's what you're seeing right now. And this is the beauty of the internet, because it allowed these people to show who they are. Mm-hmm. So for you brothers that have been living under a rock and being oblivious and naive to the true nature of these women, open your fucking eyes and just see what they're doing, bro.
Yeah.
So that was the precept, bro. Thy people shall be willing in the day thy power, and the beauties of holiness from the womb of the morning thou hast the dew of thy youth. Then it goes into pretty much the kingdom. But go ahead with the video, all right?
Huh.
You're under arrest. Turn around. Stop it. Turn around. Like, this is so dumb. All you had to do was walk out of the store.
And that's true. All you had to do was walk out of the store. You act like these cops just want to do paperwork. A good night for a cop is when he ain't got nobody fucking with the fuck.
Right. A
good night, he can do his job, sit down on his ass in his car, drink his coffee, you know,
eat his
play
donut.
on his phone, eat his donut, and go the fuck home, bro. That's a good night. I didn't have to kill nobody. I didn't have to lock nobody up. You know, I didn't have to almost risk my life, because that's what they're doing. These guys got to fight demons. And real quick, Zaquan, can you get Romans chapter 13? Well, you can start at 1, points in 3.
Yeah, I got you. I'm gonna read it from my phone too.
Come on, brother.
This is Romans chapter 13 and verse 1. It says, let every soul be subject unto the higher powers.
Right. So who's the higher power here down here? Esau. Right. So every soul has to be subject unto this man, because the earth is given into his hands. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Right. It says, for there is no power but of the Most High. The powers that be are ordained of the Most High. So
Esau was set up as a power to be by the Heavenly Father, YAHAWASHI, right? And we can go into it, but the point of the matter is he's in the authority seat. So you really, when you're going against the authority, you're going against YAHAWASHI. That's what you're doing, right? It's likewise down here, like we're being the butt of everybody's disdain and hatred for the Bible and for what they call the One West doctrine, right? You hate us, you slander us, but it's not us that you're doing that against. It's YAHAWASHI you're doing that against. You may think you're fighting against this because we as the prophets, we do have authority to speak this word. YAHAWASHI was one that spoke with authority, right? So we're doing the same thing. So when you go against that, you're really going against the one who ordained the powers, which is the Heavenly Father through his son, YAHAWASHI. You got it, brother.
Yeah. Hold on, let me read this comment real quick. Brother just put this up. Salaki, hold on. It says spot, because the apostles been naming. You see it at the subheading, Eve as a hyena. It says spotted female hyena. It says Eve in a nutshell, often portrayed as archetypes of a powerful and ferocious independent woman. Damn.
Yeah.
Holy shit. In the animal kingdom, a spotted hyena is portrayed as the archetype of a powerful and ferocious independent woman. And that's hyenas, listen, for those of us that grew up in the 80s, 90s, or whatever, you know hyenas ain't shit from watching The Lion King.
Yeah.
You know, them little backstabbing ass, you know, nonchalant, just wicked ass,
opportunistic, waiting to get on some
right.
prey.
Those are like vultures on 4 legs, bro.
Yep.
Vultures on 4 legs. Like if you want to consider a vulture on land, that'll be a hyena, because that's what they are. And the lion ain't having a vulture around him. So brothers are lions, and these hyenas, bro, they're gonna be trying to be opportune. Like, hey, bro, we was talking about it earlier. Say what you said earlier about the opportunity shit.
Yeah, when in a time of trouble, a lot of these women, they're gonna turn parasitic and opportunistic. They're already in that spirit right now, where parasitic and they're opportunistic. In that day, I was telling Jaquan, like, the Lord gonna put a spirit on us to understand that, to see that, because that's not gonna be acceptable in our time. It's going to be about, in that time, it's going to be about humility and sincerity. Right. Because when women are in a position of hardship, the first thing they're trying to do is get out of it.
Exactly.
So any signs or examples of getting out of it, they're going to run to that, even though they don't deserve it.
Exactly.
Right? These women, that's the reason why these women try to marry up, to try to get out the low state that they're in. Because, and then if they look like something, especially if they look like something, that's when they're going to use those feminine wiles. They're going to use those feminine wiles to try to coerce or influence that man to give them some type of reprieve, right? But we're not taking no opportunistic women in that day. We're not taking no parasitic women in that day. The Lord's going to give us the women that he chooses for salvation in that day. Right? And these women, and the scripture says, if we get it later, but when you read Isaiah 4:1 in the NLT, it says that we will 7 women shall fight.
Right.
It's gonna be a brawl.
A brother could put that. A brother in the combo could put that up for him.
Yeah, it's gonna literally be a brawl to get to that man of the Lord. It's gonna get to I speak as a man, but you're gonna see a lot of these women that do have skills, that are nurses, that are, they're good with children, they're good with food. They might know how to gather resources. They might know how to do different things. These women, they're gonna click up. There's going to be a gang of them clicking up. And what's going to happen is, because it's going to be hell out here. So when they come across a man of the Lord and they see the spirit that's on that man, they're going to all run to him and try to get to him, right? Because they're going to see that he's the one, through the spirit and power of Yahawah that's going to provide protection. That's where that spiritual power going to come in at. Right? That's where something's going to happen. You might be in a situation where you're defending yourself against these damn devils in their machines, and they see a brother take out all of them with a swing or a throw or just a yell or a shout, right? In the name of Yahawah, they're gonna run to that man. Hey, we want to be with you. And in those clicks, it ain't gonna be no Shaniquas and Shaquilas. people who don't have anything, because women ain't gonna want that. They ain't gonna want a chick that's just, she ain't no good for nothing. She just there. And nobody's gonna be looking for no fat ass and big titties in that day. It's going to be about skills and providing provisions.
Yeah, and if I can add real quick too, bro, like I mentioned as we was chopping it up over the phone, is a lot of these women are catching hell, and through the spirit, Apostle Tahar has been putting up a whole lot of videos revolving around that topic, and he's showing examples of these women catching hell. But these are going to be them women that are going to be opportunists, right, or hyenas. Because you losing your house, Trump talking about cutting Section 8 and all these aid that they've been providing. The scriptures talk about that. Lament for the teats, they shall lament for the teats and for the pleasant vines, right? Which all that is coming to an end. All right, your supplements, your benefits, and your aids for these women out there is coming to an end. So them Shaquilas out there that's realizing that, that I don't need a man mentality is shifting because you losing. Don't go run into brothers because you fucking lost your house. You know what I'm saying? That shit don't apply to you, because the Lord is going to give us a spirit to see that, all right, this bitch just fucking coming through because she's falling on hard times. The scripture saying Isaiah 4:1 that you gonna eat your own bread. You're gonna provide for yourself. Like, I'm not providing for you.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? In the time of calamity, we talking about, like, all right, for the sisters that shoot they shot and link up, and you a solid submissive woman to your man and blah 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 whatever. That's a different situation. But when all hell break loose, what's going to separate the woman from the woman? What's really going to separate you? At the end of the day, you're cleaving onto what? Power, security. You know what I'm saying? So a brother did put it up, bro. If you want to read it, it's on an NLT. I could I'm gonna pull it up in the subheading for you under the screen. So it's right there.
Isaiah 4:1 says, in that day, so few men will be left. And I was about to speak on that, because a lot of these men that are in these streets that these women adore and admire, they're gonna be in a war. They're gonna be in the desert, fighting like a motherfucker over there, deployed somewhere, because there's gonna be a draft. And a lot of them men, they're gonna die. So there's gonna be so many few, and before these men die, they're gonna be taken away from America. So there's gonna be so few men left in America. 7 women will fight for each man. It says fight, so that you never know. It might be fisticuffs. Bitches be knocking each other over the head, trying to get to this man. Like, no, get out the way, bitch. You know what I mean? And then she just trying to get to Jake.
And if I may add, bro, that's gonna be competition too, because a woman is women are competitive, bro. They're very competitive. They have the mindset like, I don't like to share, or I'm very competitive. So they're gonna be fighting with competition. Like, I could do this better than her. Yeah. You know, that type of fight too. Like, yeah, it's gonna be knuckle brawling and shit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And some brothers, maybe let them fucking shoot a fair one and see who's more who's worthy for the king. You know what I mean? All that type of shit, bro. Some Mad Max shit. But nah, all jokes aside though, you know, they really gonna be fighting via competition. Like, I could do this, I could do that, I got you. You know, really ultimately coming to the terms of being submissive. Who could be the most submissive? That's gonna be the ultimate fight. That's gonna be I don't give a fuck if you go with your hands, you from the Bronx and you go with the hands. Listen, I want to see who's fighting for ultimate submission. That's the fight. But go ahead though, brother.
It says in that day, so few men will be left that 7 women will fight for each man, saying, let us all marry you. And in that day, these women ain't gonna be like, no, I don't want you with her. It's too many of them. Why? No, they're gonna say, let us all. So that's that group. That's that pack of women who are assets to a man of the Lord, and they're gonna be like, let us all marry you. We will what? We will provide our own food and clothing. Those things cost money. Those things cost time, right? Most people, men out here today, are working hard as hell to provide these 2 things. Well, in that day, these women are gonna say, we'll do all of that. Only let us take your name, right? So so it can take away the reproach, because a lot of women, so we won't be mocked as old maids, right? And they don't want to be out here with nobody, so with nobody to help. And even when you read the last 2 verses of Isaiah 3, it tells you the reason why. It says she. I got you.
Let me go to that. I got you.
Yeah, brother.
I'm gonna go to Isaiah chapter 3. Matter of fact, I got the KJV pulled up right here. Give me one moment, my brother. God. Isaiah.
Somebody said when that time comes, 7 women will grab hold of one man, saying, we can feed and clothe ourselves, but please let us say you are our husbands. Yep, because that's that protection. Yeah, that's that. They like, look, they won't know not to fuck with them. Hey, they ain't fucking with I'm one of Gabar's people. That's his household. So they're gonna know, hey, let me stay away from that, whatever he got going on, so that we won't have to endure shame of being unmarried. And it's gonna be a shame to be unmarried out here. All that independent shit, that's gonna go out the window. But you got it, brother.
Yeah, I'm right here in Isaiah the 3rd chapter, which shows the demise leading up to why Isaiah 4:1 is gonna be a thing. But it's right there, it's on the screen, so you take it.
This is Isaiah chapter 3, verse I'll just start at 25. All right. Thy men shall fall by the sword, and thy mighty in the war. Right. So a lot of these men gonna get shot down, stabbed down, and a lot of them gonna they gonna go to the war, and they're gonna die. And her gates shall lament and mourn, and she being desolate shall sit upon the ground. So she gonna be crying, lamenting, rocking back and forth on the ground, screaming and hollering, because she ain't got nobody. She gonna be mourning. Whoever she did supposedly love is gonna be dead, right? She ain't gonna have no protection, no hedge around her, right? And then that's when they're gonna start finding each other, and they're gonna click up, and then they're gonna they're gonna run into a man of the Lord, and then they're gonna be vying for his attention, his last name, right? And in order to be called by a man's name, he has to lay with you. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say that it's gonna be a freak fest. It's gonna be a Luke video, but hey, it's gonna take some time for that man to do what he got to do. But once she is, that's it. She can't be nobody else's, right? She can't be nobody else's. Like, and right now, these women got options. Well, guess what? In that day, those options are gonna be few, and you're gonna know if a woman is really sincerely in fucking with you or if she's not. That's that opportunistic, right? Because you'll get a chick that'll try to get with you, thinking that, well, I'm gonna ride this out, and then once it's over, I'm gonna do my own thing. Absolutely not, right? The Lord, you stuck with that man for eternity, right? So, like Apostle Gabar always said, for you brothers that got issues with getting women down, don't worry about it. In that day, you're gonna have the choice. You're gonna be the choice, right? And it ain't gonna be about physique and financial capabilities. It's gonna be, hey, because this man is a man of the Lord, and these women are gonna recognize that. They're going to recognize that you are a man of YAHAWASHI. They're going to call you Lord. They're going to praise the Lord, most importantly, YAHAWASHI, for giving them to you. That's how that's going to go. Right? A woman, it says Isaiah 32:9, you women who are so complacent, rise up and listen to me, you daughters who feel secure. Hear what I had to say. In a little more than a year, you who feel secure will tremble. The grape harvest will fail, and the harvest of the fruit will not come. And that's exactly what's going to happen. And we're waiting for that time. We're coming into that time. We're coming into that time where, and that's why it's like, it's best to get down now. And when I say get down now, really just repent to YAHAWASHI, be patient, and wait on a man of the Lord that the Lord is going to give you, right? You have to build your relationship up with YAHAWASHI. That's how this thing works, right? You can't just call on the Lord like he's some magical genie, and he just gonna show up when you ready for him to show up, or when you need. It don't work that way. You have to have faith. Your faith has to be at a certain level. You may have to wait a while, man. Because brothers are scattered all around the world. You know what I mean? Brothers we out here. We on a mission. So our first thought is not going to be to plant our seed in some land. That's not the first thought.
Right.
Our first thought is, hey man, we gotta get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? We praying to the Lord. You know, we gotta fight. We gotta move subtly out here. We gotta use extreme discernment. We may be on a run, so we ain't gonna have the time to really be sitting out here trying to hear your feelings and your stories and all this other shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And brothers might be blessed with, got a lot of doomsday purpose out here. So brothers might be moving, end up finding a whole shitload of stuff, right, to survive for weeks, months, if need be. Right, so that brother's gonna find that, and then the Lord might have it to where women gonna be moving in that pack, and they're gonna see that brother, and that brother's gonna be defending in the name of YAHAWASHI, and then once they get with him, he might take them back to his lair, wherever the J. And then
the dragon's lair.
Yeah, they're gonna be happy. They're gonna be happy. Oh, wow, would you find this that? And you women ain't gonna be skimping, taking shit, holding shit. And if you get, because it's gonna be examples. You gotta have examples. Hey, look, you can't do that. You know what I mean? We over here trying to manage, and if you got somebody trying to do extra, they gotta go. You know what I mean? But yeah.
So you got it back in Isaiah 3:26. You got it back.
Oh, I was done on that. It says,
you finished? Okay, cool. You want to go back to the video?
Consequence, yeah.
All right. Let me see. I got you right now. All right, it should be playing right now. Matter of fact, hold on. I think you got control over that. Oh, I do.
Yo, I got it.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
You just gotta share my screen. So my you just gotta present. Go back to, because I think you're sharing your screen right now. I thought you said it looked like my screen. I ain't sure. All
right, give me a minute, because you got control over there, and I got control over here too. So
yeah, so right now it says stop sharing on my side or edit name.
All right, let me remove this.
Yeah.
Let me add this to stage.
Yeah, it is.
All right, cool. Hey, I'm learning, my brother. Right, you got the premium over there. I'm learning, my brother.
Yeah, I gotta pay every month for this shit. Yeah, I got you,
I'm trying to double lock your handcuffs. Stop moving.
Get off me. Did nobody tell y'all to come here and do
Yes, some people did tell us to come here. Your boss.
I didn't do nothing to you.
Okay, well, we explained it like
that. And that's going to be a common occurrence in these videos. I didn't do nothing. Niggas never do nothing.
Hello.
Oh, here's the
niggas never do nothing.
Okay. And there's $100 bill, and she wasn't thinking. And she goes, "Oh no, I need real money," and she handed it back to him. Some of them are still here. Yeah, and the one that passed that is still here. And we're pulling it up on camera so we can tell you which one did it.
Okay. Who is it that saw it?
The bartender out there.
You need to step outside, ma'am. You need to step back.
Yo, Gabar.
Yeah, man.
Give the backstory because I'm lost. I ain't see this one.
So
yeah, get a backstory.
I just clicked on a couple of videos on the side, but it says scamming sisters go nuts after getting exposed. So here they is, they're in a bar exchanging fake money, and once they get called out, they get offended and they tell the cops what they supposed to do, and the cops ain't trying to hear that shit. These niggas thought that they could pass this money off at the bar and drink for free, and then somebody saw it, that the money was fake, and they called the cops.
I think I see her. Talking to a male now.
Okay.
I got one match to that description, but I think it's a purple top.
Look, Big Shirley shaking her funky ass, and she committing nothing but wickedness. Look, this is Big Shirley.
How's it going again,
Hey. Come on, Big Shirley.
Them?
Hello. Can we speak to you for a second?
We gotta talk to you. Can you go out front real quick? And you too, sir. We'll explain to you. Nothing right now. We just want to talk to you. Step over out front so I can hear you. You two, come on.
No, y'all ain't going nowhere. Y'all be outside first.
Ma'am, I will tell you, you need to step outside. Ma'am, you need to step back. Is she involved in this?
Shut up, Nisha.
No.
It's fine.
First of all, they all drunk. She talking about you better read my rights real quick. If they read your rights, you're going to jail.
Getting locked up. Exactly, stupid.
Right now, they questioning you.
We're going to stay calm, and we'll go over there, and I'll explain everything to you peacefully. So let's go.
What happened?
Let's go. I'll explain to you outside of the bar for my safety and yours.
Can you explain that? Give him your ID. Pull your ID. Pull your ID out.
Right. The big bald head Shirley was just shaking her funky ass. Now she telling people, these niggas suck, bro. I hate niggas, bro. I really hate niggas. I hate niggas so much.
This is my life. What's going on? Don't talk to me. Put your hands on me.
Back up now. Back up now. Step back. Put your hand behind your back now. Now. Do it now. Casey, cuff her. Just her. I got them. Cuff her. Step up again. You're getting tased.
I know.
Stay back. Don't touch me.
I do. No, take your back.
Take that fat bitch. Look,
God damn.
Back
up. Hey. I'm not going to tell you again.
Look, and it didn't do nothing. She ain't even phased.
Put your hand behind your back.
She still got that cigarette in her hand. Disgusting, man. This is
Don't keep me by my lawyer. You have to do that. This is my money, and I want my cousin to have it.
Put it in the purse.
No, give it to my cousin.
No, we're not going to give it.
There's fake money.
In the purse.
Come on, Shamika. I'll explain.
I didn't do nothing wrong.
Shamika.
Yeah, and Shamika, Shaquilla. I told you, you can't make this shit up. And this, you let women, you the same way. You just as bad. Woman attitude makes traffic stop 10 times worse.
Good evening, I'm Officer Flink.
You're gonna see a lot of these when you watch these videos. You're gonna see videos like this. They make the situation worse. It could be so much easier, and that's why the elder said, "Look, man, hey, don't pray for these people. Don't worry about these people.
I got that precept.
He said, don't feel sorry for these niggas, right? And I don't care about your cries. We don't care about your screams. You people are out of control. You Jake's out of control." I was telling the client, I was like, man, because I know Jake get sensitive, but hey, look, man, slavery was necessary, bro. as much as Jake think that it was bad and terrible as it was necessary, bro. And if I could, I'd put niggas back in chattel. The Lord come back. Because look what they're doing. Look what niggas is doing with the liberty that they have.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Look what they're doing. They're rebelling against YAHAWASHI. They're rebelling against their man. They're rebelling against authority. They have no respect at all. And it might sound bad, but it's the truth. Okay? When niggas was in chains, you couldn't do this shit. You ain't had no bar. When your ass was working in the field from can't see in the morning to can't see at night, you were too damn tired to rebel. You niggas was singing Negro spirituals, right? Because you was catching all that hell. Then when you free, what you do? This kind of
Jordan, the reason I pulled you over is you're going 71 miles an hour.
Oh.
You have your license, registration, insurance?
I'm so sorry, sir. Oh.
Where you ladies come from tonight?
I gotta go to the bathroom so bad it hurts.
And they all say that. They all say they gotta go to the bathroom. Look how close she is up to this damn steering wheel, bro. You wonder why when they get in accidents, they die. Well, it's kind of hard to kill a black woman, but you know, she get extremely hurt. And now all of a sudden you gotta go to the bathroom.
My God, it hurts so bad. Oops, wrong thing. I'm sorry.
All right, give me 1 second. Listen,
Yes,
if you would go and step out of me real quick, I want to make sure you're all set to drive. We'll have you on your way home, okay?
what do you mean set to drive, sir?
Make sure you're not under the influence, okay?
Oh, I'm not under the influence, but I'm scared right now. So why would you think I'm under the influence, sir? Hi.
Hey.
Is you trying to talk all soft? Hi. Staring at the officer. Like that's gonna help get you out of that situation. You wig hat wearing demon. Absolutely not.
Oh, I'm not under the influence, but I'm scared. He's looking in my purse.
So I can smell it, I can see it, and
See it? And smell what?
well, your speech is slurred, your eyes are watery, I can smell it coming out of the car. So if you would go and step out, we'll make sure you're all set and we'll have you on your way home, okay?
Literally, right up there. Calm down. We're gonna record it. You say
We're recording it too. We got 2 cameras and the one on the car.
you can see and smell alcohol on me.
I already told you.
My
Car, so go ahead and step out, please,
Get out
okay?
the car, so I'm turning on the light. My hands are up. I know I'm black. My hands are up.
You see, they always try to use that black shit. Ain't nobody smoking you niggas because you black out here, bro. You niggas getting smoked because, hey, look at George Floyd. That George Floyd shit, that nigga was out of order. First of all, he was a crackhead, failed porno star, actor. He was on drugs. He was giving off fake money, right? He got caught up. And the cops came and used aggressive force on this nigga. And y'all get this nigga a statue, pay his family upwards of $25 million. Right? Get the fuck out of here. No, niggas is wrong. Rodney King. Everybody got, Rodney King. That nigga was drunk. He was a drunk driver nigga. He was out of order. And you know when you get that liquor and you get stupid, whoop his fucking ass on fucking camera. Even if they felt like, oh, this is a nigga, let's beat a nigga up. Nah, man, he was fighting against them. I think that's why they got off. They beat the case. He got paid, but they beat the case. Ain't nobody go to jail for that shit. And what you niggas do, tear up the neighborhood for a fucking Barabbas, man.
Woman,
Yeah. And they tore up their own neighborhood at that.
Yeah, their own neighborhood. Hold on. So she out here.
That's my license.
All you have to do.
Oh my God, I walked the right line.
Why are you not listening?
I walked the
Why are you not
straight line.
listening?
I walked the straight line.
Why are you
Oh
not
my God.
listening? All you have to do is stand.
My hands are up. I don't have no weapons. Please don't choke me or hurt me, please.
You see, ain't nobody trying to choke you or hurt you. Over embellishing. What do they call it? What they call it's called. I used this word earlier. Basically, she's just overdoing it, man. Doing too much, bro.
Stand right here for me. Bring your feet together, hands on your sides.
Oh my God, I have no weapons, please. I haven't
They
done
don't even have no weapons drawn on her.
anything. I had to go to
You're
the
not
potty
listening
really
either.
bad.
You're not listening. Are you listening? Are you listening
I
right
had to
now?
go to the potty really bad.
Are you listening?
You told me to
Stand right
stand
here.
right here.
No, I told you to stand
God,
right
you
here.
said, well, I gotta come so close to you. I'm afraid to come close to you.
Yeah, you see that? I'm afraid to come close to you. But if that was a black man, she'd be all up in his face, spitting on him, tossing shit at him. Yeah, you niggas deserve death.
I got a precept.
Oh, go bring it out. Go on.
Real quick, this is the book of Proverbs, chapter 17 and verse 11. It says, an evil man seeketh only rebellion. Therefore, a cruel messenger shall be sent against him. And in the NLT, it says, evil people are eager for rebellion, but they will be severely punished.
Yep, and that's because what is rebellion? Rebellion is as a sin of witchcraft. Okay, so when you rebel, it's like you committing witchcraft, and you can get put to death behind that, man.
Absolutely.
You have a weapon.
I have nothing.
You see the top of this pen?
Oh my God.
You're not listening.
Of course I see the top of the pen,
lower your
sir.
hands to your sides.
Morel, did you call for help?
Your help is here.
No, you're not my
you
help.
See the top of this pen?
Oh my God.
Maybe if you stop being racist for a second and listen.
I'm not being racist. I'm afraid for my life, dude.
No, you ain't. She ain't afraid for her life. She's some college graduate, drinking ass black bitch. She doing what she wanted to do. She
manipulating, bro. Manipulation.
Yeah, she's manipulating. She's extremely manipulative, man. And that's when you watch all these videos. That's all of them. They're all like this, man. I wish I had the one I was watching right last night. I was so fucking frustrated. I was like, bro, this shit don't make no sense, bro. And
I'm sorry. You still got that clip with Shaquilla?
Yeah, I got it right here.
All right, go to it, bro. Go to it real quick, and I want you to go to the end. Go towards the end. Go a little more. Like, all right, right there. When she go to prison, or when she go to the precinct. All right, yeah, there you go. That's fine right there.
God.
Stupid ass. You need him. Get off of me! 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 For real! For real! Don't touch me! No! He just touched my breast. Shoes go in my pocket. Don't touch me. I'm dead serious. Don't. You're hurting me. Put your
Just stand there, relax.
You're
Take the stuff out of your pocket.
Get off of me! You're doing it on purpose.
You can't.
Get off! Get off!
And niggas gotta live with bitches like this, bro.
Right.
I will never. Long as Yahawada should wrap this out, bro. I don't fuck with the black woman, bro. I don't care what nobody say. All that, the sisters this, the sisters that. Fuck that. You gotta live with a woman like this, bro. And the reason why I'm saying what I'm saying because I've been here.
Yeah.
I lived with somebody that was like this, bro. And it was like living with a wild bull. You understand what I'm saying? Like she just doing too much. She ain't had to do all that. And Jake go the same way. The Jake man, he be going out the same way.
Right.
Acting stupid. Doing too much.
Except you see, if it was an Israelite man in that position, he's not protected by nothing because he's an Israelite man. But Esau, you know, obviously he's on film, it's on camera, he's the law, he's above the law, however, whatever. Mm-hmm. So Esau, we not gonna, a Jake man ain't gonna see this and say, yeah, them Edomites or the so-called white man violated our sisters, and then there's some type of repercussion for that. But let Shaquilla do that shit in the household with Tyrone. Esau, them same three cops, let them same three motherfucking pigs come to roll up at the house. Guess who's getting locked up? Not Shaquilla, but Tyrone getting his ass locked the fuck up because of Shaquilla bitch ass, bro. Yeah. And like the bro, Gabar, Gabar Yahawada said, man, through his own personal reasons as to why he choose not to deal with the BW, that, hey, brother, you entitled to that shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Because that's all you gonna get. This is some hyena shit right here, man. This is straight evil. That's wicked, bro. Yeah. First of all, it started out with, yo, just leave. It started out simply with, yo, just leave, because obviously you and this nigga ain't working together, and then your fucking boss told you to leave, your manager told you to leave, and now you don't want to leave. Now you ended up with a felony. You kicked the cop in his nuts. I watched the whole video. You did this and you did that. This is she's psychotic. Yeah, she's fucking psycho, bro. And the majority of our women, Eve, is fucking psycho. And I mean, listen, bro, for you brothers out there, man, listen. If you can't tame the dragon, don't deal with it, man. For real.
And it's gonna be. Don't think that you mightier than the next man, because brother, I'm telling you, she'll bring you to your knees, bro. You had you assed out and fucked up out here, and then move on with her life like it never happened. You can't tell the cops to get off you. They are the authority figure. They're not beating her. They ain't kicking her. She's doing all the shit, causing herself harm, right? And saying get off and acting like a child. This is a temper tantrum.
There was a video I seen I think it was years ago in Walmart. You had the black woman too, right? I'm gonna say black woman because the way they conducted themselves was as of that of the black woman, void of light. All right. So they had on fringes. These were Israelite women that had on fringes. I don't know if you ever seen that video, but they had on fringes, and the cops came and rolled up on them in one of them Walmarts or Targets or whatever, and it was acting totally out of order, bro. They had on dresses and they had fringes at the bottom, and pretty much one of the bitches got dropped to the ground because they wasn't agreeing with thine adversary, man. You know, if I don't know if I could find the video, but you could, you know, you could do your thing, bro. I'm gonna see if I can find it. If not, it's all good. You know, the point is there.
Yeah,
but
Israelites fighting in Walmart. And,
okay. Yeah. You the fact checker.
the
Israelite research again.
You got these. I'm looking. I haven't found it just quite yet, but it's bad Ed too, bro. It could be at Walmart stealing and shit.
Yup.
Walmart fight.
I remember that video, man. It was like two chicks. One was a Big Shirley, and one was Shaquilla. Yeah, they got dropped because they were doing some shit in Walmart. But you know, that's that lack of wisdom that we brought out earlier.
ISUPK wives or some shit like that.
Probably, man. Probably ISUPK. More than likely, because they like the grimy sect. You know, straight out of jail, holding down. You know, keeping it. You know.
Oh, yeah, check this out.
Yeah.
Oh man, this shit is crazy. Hold up. I know we was watching Shaquilla lose her fucking shit, but look at this shit.
Sit down. Sit down. I'm not even bothering you. Don't come up.
The infamous Karens are making a return, wielding their self-entitlement.
Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. I'm not even bothering you. Don't come up. Don't come up on me. I told you not to come up on me. I told you don't come up on me.
Mesa.
Come on. You're gonna leave them all, okay?
Watch out, bro.
You are going to leave them all. You're gonna leave them all, or you're gonna go to jail. Do you want to pick?
I don't give a
You want to
Either one of y'all, Joey!
You're gonna leave them all, or you're going in cuffs in 3 seconds. I promise you.
Put me in the cuffs.
I will put you in the
Put me in
cuffs. Okay.
I suppose she was more mad than she was letting on.
I don't give a I don't care.
That's the mindset of the black woman. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. I'm just gonna react the way I want to react because I can. I have the power.
She's trying to double lock her.
And Taylor thought she had the power until they put her ass in that chair. Now she crying and screaming.
That's my boob. That's sexual harassment. Get off of me.
Like these dudes ain't even in a spirit of touching nobody sexually right now.
Hell no.
Yeah, this dude is somebody so damn upset. His back of his head turning red as shit. You know what I'm saying? Like that.
Get off! Oh my God.
All this from a simple trespassing. Just leave. She caused herself all of this drama just because she didn't want to leave. Why? Oh my God.
And yeah, bro, that just emphasizes and show you how worse, you know, the women of the tribes make shit. They just intensify a scenario or a situation more than it needs to be. You know what I'm saying? Men are very simple. We don't like chaos. Like you said, these cops have a good, easy job when they don't have to fucking arrest anybody or do paperwork and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this is nothing but stress, bro. As men, and I speak on the behalf of men. You know, I don't give a fuck what nation you're from. Men just want peace. You know what I'm saying? Peace, bro.
That's it. And women are, well, the black woman is completely oblivious to peace. She don't want peace. She's a
agent of chaos.
Agent of chaos. I think I found the video. Hold on, brother. I'm trying to.
Agent of chaos. Matter of fact, as you find that, bro, let me just read a precept or two off the comment board. It says, salvation of the elect, Ecclesiasticus, in the book of Sirach, the Apocrypha, chapter 25 and 16. I had rather dwell with a lion and a dragon than to keep house with a wicked woman. And come on, bro, like a lion and a dragon, they gonna tear your ass to shreds easily, quick, fast, bro. Like
police are investigating.
Customer self.
Pause it real quick. None of us really want to, you know, that goes to show how bad and terrible it is dealing with a woman of a wicked caliber. You know what I'm saying? Like a brother would just rather, like we was talking about earlier, bro, like trespasses and offenses and shit like that. It's all a violation, but what gets under the Israelite man's skin the most is the violation of a woman or his woman, so to speak. Somebody that was supposed to be with him. Just like how Yahawah feels towards his men. When we violated, went off, served other gods, and so on and so forth. That was complete violation, man. Yep. So the Lord judged us according to our trespasses. Matter of fact, he judged us less than our trespasses deserved. Because that's written in the scriptures that we were chastised less than what we deserved. Yep. You know, and that's coming from Yahawah. So the judgment that's getting ready to come down upon you women out there, all right, that may happen to see this, you know, that's out there in the Shekinah spirit, the Big Shirley spirit. If you in that spirit when it comes to a man, don't even waste your time trying to cleave unto a man. Don't even waste your time thinking Isaiah 4:1 applies to you, because not enough hell and chaos in society is going to put you in check. If you part of the 2/3, then that's that. None of that shit is going to mean nothing, because the title of the video, fear the Lord rather than feeling sorry for the 2/3. At the end of the day, if you part of the 2/3, no amount of crying, remorsefulness, and trying to be with a brother who got power in that day is going to save your ass. That's point blank, period. Yahawah knows who he wants to deliver. And the way he's getting ready to deliver the majority of women is through a man. Get that through your fucking thick skulls. Yep. Get that through your brain. The men that you watch and look at and that's out there being shitted on right now, that's your ticket to salvation, bro. Yep. I'm not bro, sis. Yep. You know? But to you brothers, you are the ticket to this salvation, bro. And there's no other way to phrase it, put it, slice it, and dice it. So if you're in that Shekinah Big Shirley spirit, man, you ain't gonna make it. We don't want you. Brothers is tired of you. You done fucked up. You tarnished your own name. Men are tired of you. That's why brothers and men of GMS and men that gotta, we say, man, listen, like you said, bro, you rather deal with an Israelite foreigner. Yeah. And that's the Israelite who think she's of another nation, because at least she ain't got the nigga woman curse and nigga woman pride on her fucking mind, man. She moves a little differently because she's not, you know, like how would you say, like the best, not the best of both worlds, but you get what I'm saying, bro. Yeah. She not moving with that proud, arrogant Shekinah spirit, but more so it's like, damn, I'm a Israelite soul trapped in an Edomite body, which I don't want to be in, so I'm a little more humble than I ought to be. You get what I'm saying, bro?
Yep, absolutely.
How many Israelite foreigners that look like other nations that come off humble when they're around Israelite people because they know there's something wrong with their outward appearance? Yeah. They might look like an Edomite, and it's like, damn, I'm inside my body, I know I'm not an Edomite, but you know, like Eminem. Eminem was always fucking chill and humble when he was around niggas in the studio. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because he knew deep inside he ain't a cracker, but he got to come off a certain way because he's subject to the curses too. Yep. But you got it, bro.
That Edomite skin ain't gonna be a blessing in that day, and it's not a blessing for Jake that's catching hell in this world either. You know, you might think that this person gets preferential treatment, but he probably gets hell from people that look like him, as well as people that don't look like him. So exactly, and he got to deal with that. That's a burden. You know what I mean? That's not a win-win, especially when all eyes gonna be turned on Esau. It's gonna get racial out here. So you're gonna have them Jakes moving, running, hoping to find a man of the Lord, somebody with some sense, right? That can understand that they're not these people. Like they do believe in Yahawah. They probably always did. But now they on their ass, and so they gonna need some covering. And you can come on, you can come to Hawaii, man. You know what I'm saying? You tired of producer being all in the video, dancing. They come to the West Coast, man. No, but yeah, man. I think I found that one video. One of the brothers had posted it up in the comment board, and I just want to play a little bit of it.
Right. Okay. The officer's arrival didn't.
So this woman right here in the black, she's the one that's the Israelite in the Israelite attire.
Quiet the chaotic scene. With police sharing police body cam footage, customer cell phone video.
Dragging her, you can see the fringes being.
Oh yeah, the white fringes. There you go.
Yeah, the white fringes.
And store surveillance video. The controversial moment happening right here. Officer Rory Spain trying to arrest a woman.
Yep, there you go. Hey, brother, you a bad man.
Water to the brother on the counter board.
Okay, brother, put it up. Hey, call him like
BAHASHAM,
YAHAWASHI, man.
And she tries to bite him. So the video Spain trying to arrest a woman.
Head wrap and fringes, man.
Yep, acting like a nigga. This is a nigga in fringes, man. Something of
woman. They even slow the video down.
Try to bite dude.
And she tries to bite him.
And
then comes this. He hits her.
Boom.
Here it is again.
Damn.
Conclusions about whether the actions of the officers are consistent with department policies and the law will not be made until all the facts are known in the investigation.
He was defending himself, man. I don't feel sorry for that woman. She's out of order. She was completely out of order. And then you're supposed to be a woman that know the truth. You in fringes. You got the head wrap on. You got to be careful of that head wrap.
Yep.
Right? And making it look bad for Jake. Right? She got that. You can't be like that in this truth, bro.
Nope.
YAHAWASHI wasn't even. He was never like that. And this YAHAWASHI had all the power, but he came humble. Right? He said, if this world was mine, I can call legions of angels down here, a certain amount of legion of angels down here, and they'll handle business if this was my world. But this is not my world, right? You Jakes out here, you know you're an Israelite, but then you still in that nigga mindset. You got to be born again in the mind. This woman wasn't born again, right? She just found some thug that knew about the Israelites, or she might have found it on the internet, put some fringes on a damn sarong, wrapped it around her, and then think that she can just go out here and act like a nigga in front of these white people, because I think they were fighting Edomites.
Yeah.
Right at first, they was fighting Edomites, and she thought that she could just do what she want because she from the tribe of Judah.
Right.
Right. Well, then look what happened. Just like that one Jake that he got grabbed out of the car. Remember that one? He got grabbed out of the car. He was like, "Yahawashem Hamashiach Yahawah."
Oh yeah. That's a couple years ago too.
With his fringes on, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because he wasn't born again. He wasn't right. Real quick, Zaquan, can you get this precept? Jeremiah 7 and 16.
Yep.
Man, you niggas ain't no prayers for these people, bro.
I got you. Oh, I was there. I was already there, brother. As soon as I opened my phone. All right, this is the book of Jeremiah. Matter of fact, it's on the screen. Hold on. I was already there. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 7 and verse 16. It says, therefore, is it sharing? You see that?
No, it's not sharing. It just got my screen on there.
Okay, no problem. All right.
You can share your screen now. I just stopped sharing mine.
All right, hold on. Hold on. Okay, you see it now, right? All right.
Yeah, come.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 7 and 16. It says, therefore pray not thou for this people, neither lift up cry nor prayer for them. Neither make intercession to me, for I will not hear thee.
Exactly. So when you see Jake going through these trials and tribulations, when you see them getting mowed down in the street, accosted by these authority figures, these militias running down on them, the kids crying and screaming, niggas dying from famine. Hey, don't lift up no cry for them, because the Lord ain't going to hear your prayer for them in that day. He told Jeremiah that because these people were what? Because they were rebellious, right? They didn't want to hear the Lord when they had an opportunity. They didn't want to repent. They didn't want to stop. Jake kept going, right? So no, the Lord said what? In Proverbs, I think you chapter 1 verse 21 down. The Lord said when He called, you turned the shoulder.
Right, the first chapter.
Yeah, when He called, you did not answer, right? But you did that which is evil in His sight. Therefore, when your calamity comes on you, He gonna laugh at you. And how is the Lord gonna do it? He gonna use us. He gonna use us to laugh at you. Right? We're gonna be cracking the fuck up like I told you, niggas. Like that's what the fuck you get. Right? Good for them niggas, man. Especially those the brothers, that are really well founded, 10 toes down, been deeply rooted in this truth. We understand why these things happen, and that's that wisdom. Wisdom and knowledge shall be the strength of thy time. Right? You got to know. Look, we're behind enemy lines here. We're prisoners of war right now. We've been behind enemy lines. We were born behind enemy lines. You got to move with subtlety. You got to move with discernment. The Lord said, "Well, I will send you forth. I send you forth as
sheep in the midst of wolves."
Sheep as in the midst of wolves. Therefore, be ye circumspect
Wise as a serpent, harmless as doves. Yeah.
That's it. What is it, Quan?
Come on, bro. I got Proverbs the first chapter for you right there, the whole joint.
Yeah. So that it says right here, it says Proverbs 1:23. Turn you at my reproof, and you can break it down to Quan. Turn you at my reproof, and behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you. I will make known my words unto you. Because
and how is the Lord doing that? Turn you at my reproof. That's a warning. This is a warning. This video is a warning. When you get them notification, them alerts, that's a warning. That's an alarm going off, you know, on your phone, your computer, whatever. And whoever's gonna reach, this is a warning. This is how the Lord is pouring his spirit unto you and making his words known unto you. Because as we know, like scriptures like Luke, the first chapter, verse 70, 71, how the Lord speaks unto he sent his word via his prophets, his messengers. This is how he's speaking unto you. All right. In other words, turn at my reproof. What's a reproof? My warning. All right. My warning, my correction. Go ahead.
God, it says, because I have called and you refuse, I have stretched out my hand and no man regarded.
You stretch out your hand. Somebody fall down, because Israel fell as a nation. If somebody fall down, like a nigga trip on the court, on the basketball court, you know, on the opposing team or whatever, and you reach your hand out to him and he just look at your hand and he's like, nah, I'm good. You know, he don't need no help getting up. Then that's how the Most High looking at us. Not us, I'm sorry, at you. You know, he's stretching out his hand by calling his help, his helping hand, but nobody's regarding. Go ahead.
Huh. But ye have said at not all my counsel and with none of my reproof.
You don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear none of that Israelite stuff. Go ahead.
I will also laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh.
So listen, we got to be in that spirit when shit hit the fan. And like how we see Shakila got, you know, getting fucking hemmed up in a wheelchair after just being told to leave your job and clock out. But now she want to make things harder for herself. Don't feel sorry. And we was talking about that earlier, bro. We don't feel sorry for Jake, but you look at them and you see the demons that they're possessed by. You almost feel sorry for the condition that we're in as a people. That's really what it is. But other than that, fuck these people, bro. Yeah. All right, fuck them, because we telling you like, yo, listen, repent, turn you to the Lord. You showed a video of Israelite women shooting it out with Esau in the damn Walmart or Target or wherever the hell that was, bro.
Yeah,
they didn't fully reform. They weren't born again. And you Israelite women, you that listen to GMS, don't walk around out here in Babylon acting like you tough.
Yeah.
Respect the authority, all right? Respect fucking the authority. Respect if the cop pull you over, respect that motherfucker, man.
Yeah.
All right. Don't act like, yeah, I'm an Israelite princess. I don't gotta listen to you, bitch. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Because if you got them, I'm sorry, I'm being raw. But if you got that mentality, whatever happens to you after that, that's on your fucking ass.
Yeah.
You ain't learned that from GMS.
Nah.
All right. Here it is. We tell brothers, listen, if I'm driving down the highway and shit like that, and I even pass by a motherfucking cop car, I look back.
Yeah.
I make sure the nigga ain't gonna come out the little fucking den that he hiding in and try to pull up, you know, and I just, you know, if he does, YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI, QADASH, BAHASHAM, Lord build me, BAHASHAM, put in my spirit and what to say if I get pulled over.
Yeah.
How many of you Israelite motherfuckers is thinking that way, man? You know? So listen, you whatever you do, it's on you at the end of the day. But read on, my brother.
Yeah, like I was about to say real quick.
Go ahead, yo.
Pastor Hart said a long time ago, man. He said when I'm around Esau, man, I put my Tom suit on, man. You know, I thought it was funny, but it was like,
yeah, I remember.
Yeah, you got a code switch, bro. You gotta put that Tom suit on. You gotta make nice with him.
Yeah.
That's the part. That's why our forefather Jacob was so subtle with his getting over on people, getting over on Esau.
Yo, right? Laban too, you know.
Yeah, Laban. Yeah.
His uncle, or not uncle, but his father-in-law.
Yeah, he played it cool. He didn't trip out. You know what I'm saying? He let Esau dig that hole, and once it was dug, Jake got him. Oh, I got it. Yeah. So, you know, you gotta be wise, man. Wise as serpent, harmless as dove.
It's that ego that Jake hold on to, man. That pride and ego. Let it go. We in captivity. We're subject unto pain. We're subject unto everything, man. I'm not saying be a pushover, but at the end of the day, use wisdom. And them women right there in that video you played, that's I guarantee you, bro. Their husbands ain't in GMS. I'll tell you that right now.
No, absolutely not.
If they even have husbands.
Yeah.
You know, and brothers in GMS, bro, you brothers don't be taking shit from a woman, bro. That's a fucking fact. Clearly, brothers that you are listening to right now, myself and Gabar, Yahawada, bro, obviously, you know, we ain't talking to talk just because we fucking, you know, got nothing else to talk about. But, you know, if you got sense, you be like, yo, these brothers know what the fuck they talking about. Yeah. They obviously been through some shit where they can actually say what they saying and mean what they saying. Yeah. You know, but don't be taking shit from a woman, bro. Yeah. If you decide to deal with a woman, you lay down the law right there and then. Yeah, if she choose to deal with you, don't wait. Don't wait. If she choose to deal with you, then at least you laid it down. But Jake simp over box and they let so much shit slide that when they finally, you know, get over the fact of the, you know, the puppy love and the effect of finally getting the box, and now you come to your senses, now you want to lay down the law, she ain't gonna respect you because you just switched it up, bro. You switched it up. She got with you based off of that simp ass mentality that you had in the beginning. You know, so that alpha male shit that you're gonna try to pull later on, to her is gonna be a fucking illusion. Like, all right, he ain't really about that life.
Yeah, it's too late. You must have found who you been listening to, because you ain't never
exactly. Like that. That's the first thing you should say. Who you been listening?
Yeah, you ain't never act like that before, and now you got to do with that because you done woke up. You realize you like, man, but now you gonna have to move on, man, and
you gotta move on.
I was telling brother, listen, man, a lot of you Jakes in America, you ain't never been out of America. So that's another problem. You know, you don't know how to. You ain't never been out of America. You might not even been out of your state. You might not even been out of your city. You just been there all your life. So a lot of times you don't even realize your potential that you have and the strength that you have when it comes to dealing with these women, right? You just think that like you just got to deal with Shaquilla. You don't. It's women of all nations out there, bro. And
right. You don't realize you have options, bro.
Yeah, options. That's exactly. You gotta have even when you go out of the country, you gotta have options. You can't fall for the first thing because then you're gonna be done up out here. It's mad. You have options. You got the option to deal with a woman. You got the option to not deal with a woman. But that's your option. But you gotta understand that it's more to dealing with a woman than just getting that box, bro. Paul said that you're gonna have trouble in the flesh. You're gonna have to deal with that shit, bro. You're gonna have to figure out how to deal with it and still do your duty to YAHAWASHI, right? Because that comes first. But back in the precept it says, but ye.
Hold on real quick, God. Let me read this comment that just popped up. And this is a woman, a sister that said this. It says, Shalom Akim, I almost got killed for jaywalking. Even being very respectful, Esau didn't give a you know what. Now, that goes back to what we read earlier, bro. 1 Peter 5:8, right? Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, goeth about seeking whom he may devour. Now, every situation is different. You wasn't if you said like the sister Hapatizaya Zayan, excuse me. But if you say you was jaywalking and almost got killed, even if you was being respectful, at the end of the day, you wasn't being a Shaquilla, so that was Satan trying to devour you, to test you. But the main thing is, did you get killed? You did not get killed. You here, and you trust in YAHAWASHI, Lord willing, you do. And you here to give that testimony that you're telling us right now. You know, now let's say you was not being respectful, you would have been killed.
Yeah, you'd have been out of here.
You'd have been out of here. So if you almost, there's no such thing as almost in this life. It's either it's gonna be this or it's gonna be that. There's no gray areas in life. Yeah. So either the Most High wanted you alive or He wanted you dead. So the Most High clearly wanted you alive. So He put a certain spirit on you to be respectful to the adversary, even though he didn't give a fuck, but you made it out of that shit. Yeah. So don't think of it in a sense of you could be one way, but Esau still don't care. But you know what? Who got the last say so at the end of the day? Yahawah. BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. So I get what you're saying, but if that's a contrasting type of argument, it really don't matter because you're here, and you on our live stream, you know, being edified, Lord willing, and understanding there's a certain way that women ought to conduct and not to conduct, even men. Yeah. So I get it, but at the same time, you're still here, and you were respectful, and you moved in a certain way, and you're alive to talk about that.
Yeah, you ain't catch no case. You ain't had to go. You get locked up. You ain't get put in that chair like Shaquilla. You know what I'm saying? You did what you're supposed to do, and you got through it because it is cops out there that's assholes. It is cops out there that just don't give a fuck. That Jakes and Edomites alike and other nations. But the point of the matter is, that doesn't negate by using soft words, being agreeable with your adversary, that it won't deliver you through the spirit power of YAHAWASHI. Like the brother said, you made it out alive.
That's right. I was about to put it up there. You made it out alive. So you did the right thing.
You did the right thing.
We know Esau's a devil. That's what we're trying to tell you. We not vouching for fucking Esau, so don't get that shit twisted. Fuck Esau and fuck the wicked ass amongst our people. Remember, Eve and Esau made a contract in the beginning, and now it's coming back to bite your ass. You know, or bite their asses. And the Israelite man been telling you that shit. So for you women out there that thought Esau was always gonna be in your side, now you come into reality that this nigga, he bamboozled your ass. And the men you should have been following, which are the men that are warning you now and been warning you, now we hitting you with it. Now we hitting you with fucking reality. The Lord is hitting you with reality. And it is what it is. The presentation and all that, it don't matter. Listen to the message. One nigga was on the last video I put up, said I must subscribe because you take too long to start. Man, shut the fuck up, bro. Sometimes you wait for the live stream to kick in and for people to get the notification. I said, nigga, good riddance, goodbye. Fuck that. You know, it is what it is, man. That applies to you niggas and you niggerettes, man. If you ain't hearing the message and you got a problem with how we present this, because I guarantee you, Jacob Trouble is gonna overshadow any curse word that we ever said. Any fuck, bitch, ass, or whatever is gonna overshadow any of that. Our hard and rude speech is gonna overshadow that. Us getting on Eve and calling her the nigga woman, you're not gonna think about that when all hell break loose. No.
Those patience becomes a stumbling block for some G. You didn't even get to the word to be stumbled at that. You stumbled at the fact of just waiting. You know what I mean? Like, I'm unsubscribing because you unsubscribe, nigga.
Goodbye.
Hey, I go to I watch this brother's videos daily, and every time this brother drop a video, man, it's like 1,000 views. I'm like, God damn, like this brother be on fire. But guess what?
All praise to YAHAWASHI.
All praise to YAHAWASHI. It's for whoever it's for. And
exactly.
It's for that guy.
I don't mind losing a nigga or 2 or 3 or 1,000. Goodbye. All right. I'm doing my job, man. Yeah. Anyway, you got it, bro.
Back in Proverbs chapter 1, verse 24, it's 24. Because I've called and you refused, I stretched out my hand and no man regarded.
And you can speak on it too, bro. Chime in.
It says again, the Lord speak through the prophets, Hosea 10 and 12. So if you, I think it's 12, 10, 10, 12. Anyway, the Lord speaks through the prophets. So you didn't hear the Lord. You didn't take heed to his counsel. And with none of my reproof, you didn't want to listen to his correction. I will also laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh. Now you ain't going to hear the Lord laughing at you from the heavens. He's going to do that through us. The same way he talked to you through us, he's going to be laughing at you through us. Right? When your fear cometh as a desolation and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind, when distress and anguish come upon you, because it's going to feel like it came out of nowhere, like a storm. Then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. They shall seek me early, but shall not find me. You're going to look for the apostles. You're going to look for the bishop elders. You're going to look for the brothers on down. Those are true affiliates. You're going to be looking. You're going to be on the YouTube. I knew I was subscribed to his video. Might be taken down. You know, what the hell? You're going to be looking up old titles and ain't going to be able to find it, right? Because when the Lord called, when you had time, when you had liberty, you chose to ignore YAHAWASHI and disdain his word. Now you're going everything that we telling you, you're going to have to know it at the what? Death by pain. However that death comes, you want that's after you die, you're gonna go to the spirit world, rest, come back, and then you're gonna realize the truth. Oh, this is what y'all was saying, man, you was right. We wasn't right, YAHAWASHI was right. We told you, but you didn't listen because our visage became a stumbling block. Our presentation became a stumbling block. The words became a stumbling block. All these stumbling blocks you kept tripping over. You ain't had the spirit of discernment. Then shall they call upon me. Now when I answer, they shall seek me early. They shall not find me. For that they hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of YAHAWASHI. And that's the most important thing. These people fall the way they fall because they do not fear the Lord. You don't control the narrative. You don't control anything. Everything is controlled by YAHAWASHI. Okay? That whole, even Shaquilla didn't even know that her whole situation was set up for judgment for her, but eventually we were going to find a video and we'd be able to edify with it.
Right.
So she served multiple purposes right there. Right? Her whole situation served a purpose. This is how not to be.
Right.
This is why the Lord said, don't pray for this people. This is why the Lord said, don't feel sorry for these people. They don't feel sorry for themselves. Why would you have something, right?
Right.
So it says, somebody's 12 tribes of Israel, epiphany, a usually sudden.
I got you.
Epiphany, a usually sudden manifestation or perception of the essential nature of meaning something, an intuitive grasp of reality through something, such as an event, the epiphanic moment, right? And that's what happens. Like, people won't get that epiphanic moment when all hell breaks loose, and then they're gonna seek the Lord. It's gonna be too late. They would none of my counsel. They would despise, and they despise all my reproof. They wouldn't listen to the counsel, and they despise the Lord's correction. Therefore shall they eat the fruit of their own way, be filled with their own devices. For the turning away of the simple shall slay them, and the prosperity of fools shall destroy them, because that's what they wanted. I wish I could see this in a NLT, verse 32.
What was that? What's that?
Proverbs 1 and 32. I'm gonna get on my phone.
Okay.
Ain't gotta get Proverbs 1 and 32 in the NLT said, for simpletons turn away from me to death. Fools are destroyed. It says fools are destroyed for their own complacency. And that's exactly what's going to happen, right? When you turn away from YAHAWASHI, you really turning towards death, because that's all that's out there, right? And then it says fools are destroyed for their own complacency. Jake get complacent in their behavior, complacent in this world, complacent in their wickedness, and that's going to destroy you. That's what a fool does, man. Right? We fear YAHAWASHI. That's the reason why we doing what we doing. Right? It ain't because we trying to make our own name and give our own self-purpose. This is because this is about YAHAWASHI, and this is the way that life is supposed to be for the Israelite man, first and foremost. Fearing YAHAWASHI. That's the beginning of knowledge. When you fear somebody or something, you do what's commanded of you. Right? When you fear, you listen, you take heed, right? You don't get complacent. It says, but all who listen to me will live in peace, untroubled by fear of harm. And that's the elect. The elect is going to live in peace and untroubled by the fear of the harm that's out here. Why? Because we listened to the Lord. We took heed. We took heed. And that's the thing. That's all I had,
Con. If you want, bro, you can go through the comment board, grab a couple, and we're gonna get ready to wrap it up. You know, if you want to play another 1 minute or two of a video, and then we wrap
I want to go back to Shakira.
All right, yeah, for sure.
Just share the screen when you get a chance.
All right, let me close off mine, and I think you got it.
Yeah, this Shakira back in here. It's about not to be. These women are children. They're children. She has a deeper psychotic thing going on. It's really these demons jumping on her. Yep. You can't hold these. It's crazy. It takes 3 cops to hold this little girl down. That's because she got demons on her.
Legion ass.
Legions.
No! Get off of me! Get off of me! Get off of me!
And nobody's on her. You probably tell her to the demons to get off her.
Hey, bro, you called it.
Yep. She broke her hand out. That bitch powerful, bro.
Wow, yeah.
She broke her hand out, bro.
Yeah, that's a spirit, bro.
That's a demon.
Get these off of me.
Yeah, Legion on her ass, bro.
Okay. I'm not even doing that to stop trying to hurt me.
You bite me?
Get off of me.
She can't even breathe. It says criminal trespassing, 2 times assault on a police officer, man. And that's what she ended up getting. You know what I mean? When you dealing with these people out here, you're not dealing with regular people. Apostle Ricard tells us that all the time, man. He said, be careful when you driving. These people got demons on them, bro. They driving with demons on them. The brother GMS LV Malak Amawan, Proverbs 21 and 16. The man that wandereth out of the way of understanding, the man that wandereth out of way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead. And that's what people are out here. When you leave this truth, you right back in the congregation of the dead, right? Ecclesiasticus 1:13, ancient. I can't pronounce this brother's name.
Ancients knew, why don't we?
Ancients knew, why don't we? Ecclesiasticus 1:13, whoso feareth the Lord, it shall go well with him at the last, and he shall find favor in the day of his death. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. So, yeah, man. Hey, man. That's what walk in the truth. Walk with discernment. Pray, fast, if need be. Call and believe on the name of YAHAWASHI. Be patient. Right, our time is coming. It ain't gonna come no faster if you do something erratic or out of control. You gotta wait on YAHAWASHI. And don't worry about the people that's in the peripheral. 2/3 in the other nations, they are in the peripheral. They don't matter out here. You're supposed to be focused on YAHAWASHI. And as you walk in this world, walk with understanding, right? You don't own nothing. You have nothing here. This is not your world. So it's best that you be mindful and walk in the spirit. And if you don't have any examples to grab right away, just think of YAHAWASHI. Ask yourself, will YAHAWASHI do this? Did YAHAWASHI act like this when the Romans came and grabbed him up? Did YAHAWASHI act this way when Herod's army came and grabbed him up? Even when he tried to cut Malcolm, well, he did cut Malcolm's ear off. The Lord put it back and said, "Nah, what you doing? Put your sleeve up." He said, "Because all those that live by the sword shall what? Die by the sword."
Right.
You know.
And what you gonna call the Lord, Uncle Tom? Yeah. You know, like one of them zealot, outrageous as. They were like, why'd you do that? They coming to get you. Why were you kissing their ass? Fuck that. Yeah. The Lord said, why is the servant harmless to the dove? The Lord was showing, listen, this ain't my kingdom yet. So I got you, brother. Sometimes, the scripture says, soft answer, what? Turneth away wrath. Right. A soft answer turneth away wrath. See, we know what's about to go down, and we know what's the end all be all. So why act out of character, bro? Just wait. Just wait. But this right here, as you seen on the screen, like I was telling you, clearly, you see the possessions and the demons, and it's a heavy analysis that, the bitch broke through. She broke out of the little, and even the cop was like, how the hell she get out of that? And she's saying, get off of me. She ain't talking to the cops. At that point, she was talking to Satan, man. She was talking to them demons that was on her. And a lot of our women, bro, you have them demons on you because you made that covenant with the serpent in the beginning in the garden, and that shit is still there. And the only way to break free from that shit is ultimately to repent to YAHAWASHI, and take heed to the words of the prophets and the truth and the understanding. Hey, listen, when you read a good story to read is the book of Tobit. Remember, Tobit's wife was it Tobias?
It was Tobias.
Tobias was his son, right?
Yep.
All right, Tobias was his son. Now the woman he was dealing with or was getting ready to deal with, she had demons on her. Yep. And the demons that she had on her, it was a demon that every man she was ever engaged to marry or to be with or to lay with ended up dying. And finally, because she was with a man of the Lord, and that's how I perceived the story, she got with a man of the Lord, and them demons was lifted off of her. It was taken from her because when Tobias lay with her and dealt with her, the handmaiden came in. The father was like, yo, go check up on them and make sure that the husband ain't dead. So they came in and they married. They sealed the deal.
Yeah.
So sometimes even a man of the Lord, I mean, hey, see, the brothers, us men, we deal with a lot. We got to carry your fucking demons when we deal with your ass.
Yeah.
We really do. Them demons, they jump on, they start fucking with you.
That shit happened to me before. That shit happened to me before,
bro. I'm not saying that shit because I ain't fucking deal with it.
Yeah.
So any brother that's out there can say that. But yeah, speak, bro.
Yeah, that shit happened to me before. I dealt with this chick one time, and she had an epilepsy demon on her and shit. And she was just fucked up. And after I dealt with this, bro, I had to deal with that shit, bro, for a little bit. So I was praying to the Lord, YAHAWASHI, man, to get that demon off me, to exercise that demon off me, because the demons pass. Even when my woman get out of line and I always tell her, like, chill out, calm down. I rebuke them demons that's on her because they trying to jump off of her and jump onto you. Whatever.
And that's what happens.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. No, speak. I'm just.
That's what's happening. That's like whatever demon she's dealing with. will jump off on you, whether she's in the spirit of doubt, whether she in the spirit of unbelief, whether she in the spirit of rebellion. That shit'll jump on you, and then you be like, you wonder what the fuck's going on, right? Now your day is fucked up. You like, this don't make no sense. But that's because the demons that's on her trying to find a way to get on you. One time I had a dream a while ago, not too long ago, but I had a dream. I was here in my apartment, and my apartment was clean. It was like spotless, bro. Like I was sweeping my apartment and cleaning it up, and at the door, it was these men knocking at my door. They all looked different. And they was trying to get in, but the spirit said, "Don't open the door." I could see them like through the storm glass or whatever. I don't have a storm glass, but in the dream I did. Yeah. And they were trying to get in, but my house was swept clean, and I took that as that's those demons trying to get in.
Back, yeah.
Trying to get back in. It was crazy, but it was like vivid. I'll never forget that dream. And I was like, I was kind of scared, but then I was like, then the spirit was on me, so I knew not to open that door. And that's what you got to deal with. We got to deal with that shit. Like, there's so much that we have to deal with. And going back to something that I said earlier, we are the saviors of our women. Our women should look at us as the saviors. Just like we look at Yahawah as our savior. Because we can't get back to the Lord without Yahawah. We can't get out of here without Yahawah. He's the key. Your man, we as the men of the Lord, we the key. And Yahawah had to deal with a lot of grief. He was acquainted with a lot of grief. And so are we. And so we had to deal with so much, it behooves the woman, if she do have a man of the Lord, don't put no hell on him as much as you can bear. You know what I mean? If you got to use some type of discernment too. You know that you got them demons on you, pray to Yahawah, ask your husband to anoint you to get them shits off of you, man. You got to know when you get attacked too. Because we got to go through this shit and deal with this. So, I see why the reward is going to be so great for those men that stood so stiffly for the Lord, for the name of Yahawah.
Right, and that's why, as you speaking, I'm listening and comprehending and thinking as well. It's like that's why we, from the beginning, the apostles are hard. I know from going back way back, since the YouTube era. That's why we picked up the saying when you talk about your wife or your woman or whatever you refer to as your demon, because they are the weaker vessel. The scriptures call them the weaker vessel. Apostle Paul in the New Testament says the weaker vessel, dealing with them according to knowledge because they are the weaker vessel. So what do you think is going to happen to the weaker vessel? Look at Adam and Eve for an example. If Satan cannot get to the man, guess who he's going to get to? And it never fails. He's going to get to the woman, the weaker vessel. So you women out there, even if you know that you in this truth and this knowledge and you know about this truth or whatever, don't ever think to yourself, nah, not me. Nah, I'm not saying I'm not a demon. Satan going to that the minute you say that, that's when Satan's gonna jump on your ass. You always gotta say Lord willing at the end of the day. Even when we say things, we say Lord willing. Brothers talk about, ain't no woman ever gonna pull me out the truth. You better say Lord willing. That's one of the strongest forces out there, except for truth. Who said that? In the Apocrypha, Second Ezra or First Ezra, the 4th chapter. Zerubbabel. What's the strongest of them all is ultimately was truth. But women was up there. Wine was up there. Because a woman, the Lord used women to took men out the truth and to really set it up as to be examples on us brothers in a hyper feminized society on how to live. All that was written for our learning because we in the most feminist society ever known to the history of mankind since the beginning. All right, and all of that was written to show you men, you brothers, us brothers, on how to be. So really, man, listen, just focus on the truth and the rest is going to follow. Fuck Shakila. If Shakila want to be Shakila, let her be. All right, don't try to save Shakila. Listen, Shakila's husband couldn't walk up in that fucking gas station and try to tell her to calm down.
Nope.
He couldn't do that. So you brothers, don't be a Captain Save for Shakila.
Captain Save for Shakila. Yeah, because Shakila ain't gonna make it, man. You're gonna be on the same trip as training Shakila, the training destruction, man. So
train destruction, man. So we gonna end it, man. It's been a beautiful lesson. Like this was literally an impromptu, bro. The brother just called me up. I answered the phone. I was a little not too busy, but I was like, let me Gabar, hit me up real quick. And he was like, yo, we was talking for like 20 minutes. He was like, yo, bro, you want to just hit the button on it? I'm like, all right, cool, bro. Shit, why not? You know what I'm saying? So Lord willing, this was edifying to the Lord's elect, man. The brother Gabar Yahawada out there in Hawaii. You know what I'm saying? The missile crisis man himself. No, I'm joking, brother.
That shit was crazy.
Yeah, that shit was crazy, bro.
Man, when that shit happened, man, I ain't before or since. I ain't never had that many people on the live trying to watch, man, and hear it. And then, like, you know, but that's gonna be that way when all hell breaks loose too.
Exactly. You honestly became, and that situation became a prime example of that, bro. How it just go to show that people know where to look when that time comes. That's really what that showed, bro. You know, you did, yeah. And then let's say shit was to go crazy. It would have been doing the work.
Yeah.
You know, so that was a dope situation, man. That was really an exciting time, man. You know. So anyway, Yahawah Shem Yahushai brought a thumb to the Lord's elect, man. Lord willing, y'all will edify. Till next time we say Shalom. Well, Baba Ball. Shalom. I'm gonna end it, bro. Stay on.
Come on, brother.
All right.